Hey guys, so I am going to work on making the teeth. Basically, what I have is some modeling clay. It's been laying around my house forever. I'm trying to make everything I can out of just stuff I have lying around the house. I don't know if you guys are going to have modeling clay or not, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the yellow because it's going to be like nasty teeth. I'm probably going to end up painting it white tomorrow anyway, just because I know I'm going to try to paint the face white to give me a nice solid white, and it's going to get on the teeth anyway. So I'll then paint it again with more yellow and brown and kind of make them really gross. But I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to make my teeth, and then whenever I'm done making them, I'm going to put it on, I have a thing of canvas that's still in the plastic. I wouldn't recommend putting it on paper. I would try a Tupperware container, maybe even like a baking sheet or something, just something they're not going to stick to when they're drying. So I'm going to get my yellow. Oh my god. Now, I haven't used modeling clay in like 4 years, so I'm sorry if it takes me a little bit of practice. So, just a big chunk of modeling clay. I'm going to rip some off, and because I'm going to look at my crappy little sketch, they look like, I don't know, not that big here, but I want to see how many I have, the different sizes, but I have to make them look larger than what they would normally be because I'm going to be putting them on my mask, which has to take up my whole face and my neck. So I want to make them a little bit bigger than what my teeth would be, but they're going to be super pointy. So I'm going to try maybe this much at first. Not sure if it's going to be enough. Hopefully it will be. I'm going to try to roll it down, work it into a nice ball. Now, modeling clay is pretty tough. It's not like Play-Doh. It's even tougher than a kneaded eraser, if you guys know what that is. So I got it down into like a ball, and now I'm gonna want to try to flatten it so I have a good place to stick it. Because I can't shove it up into the mask, I have to use hot glue on the back, so it has to stick to the mask. So I need to make sure this back part is really flat and that the top part kind of looks like it might be something that would go into your mouth. So I'm just going to keep rolling this because it's going to take me a little bit to get all the nasty well, actually, I kind of like that. It makes it look even nastier. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like it. So, gonna flatten it. Try to put a divot in this top. I don't know if you guys know what scoring is, but it's a process they use. It's called scoring and slipping, which basically means you score it like that, and then whenever you go to slip it, you make it wet and add more clay. But in this point, we're just going to slip it enough to get some hot glue into the grooves. And now I'm going to try to make it really long and pointy. If it would stay together. Modeling clay is not very nice to work with, but it holds up, which is what we really care about. So this might be one of my bottom teeth. I think I got it a little bit too long, or too much clay. I'm sorry if my hand was out of frame for a minute. I just realized it was probably... So I'm going to make that flat, make sure it's still scored. And then try to flatten it out a little bit. Still make it nice and pointy. And then you see we essentially have one tooth. I mean, it's tooth-like. It's a little thick. I think what I might be able to do is cut it in half with like a box cutter. Again, sorry, I'm pretty sure my hand was out of frame. I might be able to cut it in half with a box cutter and get 2 teeth. I'll try that, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to do it while I'm on camera. So now that we know that that was a little bit too much, we're probably going to try a little less. I'm just going to try this. I want to try to make one of those small teeth at the top. If there are any girls out there who get their nails done like with acrylics or anything, whenever the salon guy or girl kind of like roughs up your nails with a Dremel before they put it on, this is basically the same principle. So now I have a smaller tooth, and I'm gonna make quite a few of these. I'm not gonna count them on the camera, but I'm going to end up making just about all of those, and then I'm going to sit them on my canvas, the nice plastic, so it doesn't stick. Like I said, I wouldn't use paper, and then I'm going to let them kind of harden overnight. Hopefully they won't break, but if they do, I think I might still be able to work with it, which might be kind of cool. You know, have like broken, chipped teeth and just make it look really nasty. So this isn't an exact science. It doesn't have to be perfect, especially whenever you're making something that's unrealistic and creepy and monstrous. So I'm gonna finish making the teeth. I'll check in on them tomorrow. Hopefully they'll be dry. I can hot glue them onto the mask, which will also hopefully be dry, and then I can start painting. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, so I let my mask dry overnight, and this is what we got. It's a lot smoother, it's a little cleaner, especially when compared to the gauze from the inside. It didn't come out beautiful. This right here is a big problem area. But I'm hoping I can do something with the mouth and I can maybe incorporate that, because it didn't happen over on this side. The cheekbones happened symmetrically. So this right here just did not. Basically, I'm mostly satisfied with it, I suppose. It's my first attempt at ever doing something like this, so I feel like it's not that bad of a job for what I've done. Also, my neck curled up a little bit here, but whenever I put it on, it's still a little pliable, so I can get it pushed out just a little bit. So our next step then is to, you know, get some newspaper if you want. I'm doing mine on the floor. I hope you guys can see okay. The light's not very bright over here, but I needed a power source to plug in the hot glue gun. Now, I haven't painted over this in white yet because I want to add the teeth first. I made these last night. I made extra. I had the foresight to make some extra. And then I also noticed while I was doing it that whenever you go to glue it on, if the tops were completely flat as I had them, they were gonna be very awkwardly glued and not look like teeth. Teeth kind of come out of the gums, not just sit in. So what I did was I flattened the top. So the back is nice and flat. There's my score mark where I will be putting the hot glue. And then this front where it's caved in, it's gonna be like the tooth being flush with, you know, the gums, and then of course the whole thing overall. And that's actually a little tooth. My big teeth are up there. I have my little weird sketch. So, we're going to move on. We're going to hot glue these. If for some reason you don't have a hot glue gun, you can probably use super glue, Gorilla Glue, you know, the rubber glue that you brush on. I don't know how well it will work because I'm not trying those mediums. I'm just doing hot glue and kind of hoping that it'll do what I want it to do. So, we are going to get my little button container back out, and then hopefully you guys can see this. We get a little prop. To start out, we are going to make an outline of our giant mouth. I'm using an 8B like sketch pencil because it wipes away really easily. Any pencil will work. You know, I'm not trying to be too fancy here. So we're just going to find where our lip would meet naturally, and then kind of obviously exaggerate it. And I'm going to try to come down to this spot where I messed up and try to incorporate that. So we're going to come over on the other side, try to keep it as symmetrical as possible. I want this to be nice and ovally, which I think I got a little off. Not exactly too happy with the outline right now, so I'm just gonna try to, there we go. General outline, I screwed it up, but like I said, this is really good because it's easy to brush off. You can see I already have some on my finger. Easy to erase. So now what I'm going to work on is getting my teeth. So I'm going to look at my little sketch and realize that I need 4 little teeth up in here. Now I hope I have enough room. If I have to, I might just have to make 2. I mean, I can always come down with them, which might be a good idea. But I'm just going to start out with 2. So my hot glue is already dripping. I'm going to add a little glob. And then I'm going to take my score mark and just put that right on there. Now, obviously you're going to have to hold it for a minute, but as you can see now, the tooth is, it looks like it's coming out of the mouth instead of having this, like, you know, extra just coming out. It's nice and flush against, and then it's also sticking out underneath, which is what I wanted. As you can see, my teeth are still a little pliable, which I'm actually kind of happy with. I didn't want them to be too hard in case, you know, something would happen. So I'm going to put another glob, try to get that string out of there. Find my score mark, line it up, and hold it. Now what I would recommend if you were going to do this and you'd never ever done it before is kind of taking the approach I am, where it's not something that's going to be elegant, it's a monster, it's supposed to be kind of deformed, because obviously it's just like, it's really hard to try to make this perfect, especially on your first attempt. So I'm not too concerned with it. It's just for one day. It was just something fun I wanted to do. Hold that up here. Probably should have made that a little bit, well, made the glue a little longer. There we go. Alright, so as you can see, I've got some pretty nasty teeth going on. I'm going to continue on with this, and then we'll look at next steps.